we move.
All right, Chris Eubank Sr. Let's talk Chris Eubank Sr. Now, there's been a new alliance that has been formed. And it involves Chris Eubank Sr. and another Eubank, Harlem Eubank. Today, obviously, there was a press conference that's gone out, and he's like really announced the partnership now.
Brighton.
Yeah, he's having a Brighton homecoming, and it's a powerful night. The TalkSport interview, you know, they spoke about, you know, how has this partnership come along? And it's a story that, you know, I mean, it's quite sad.
It's really
because
sad.
Eubank Sr. basically says, you know, it was at the day of the funeral of his brother. I believe it's Simon Eubank. Let me not even guess, man. Let me just quickly look that up.
Yeah, while you're doing that, though, there's been a lot of loss. And he says, you know what, this is my moment to
That's
teach.
right. It was Simon Eubank.
There you go. Cool.
And he was at the funeral, and he's obviously Harlem's there, and he's like, you know what, this is my son now. I have a duty to you to look after you and guide you. So he's like, right, he's involved now in the Harlem Eubank business, and they're announcing it. And you know, there's some statements that were made in this presser, and it's as I watched it, and I know Harlem as well. Shouts out to Harlem, great guy, man. You know what I mean? And I like the fact that he stayed
across well as well.
Yeah, and he stayed true to himself. He was very much like, look, I'm not a trash talker like that. I'm a calm guy. Like, but I'm on this boxing thing heavy.
Yeah,
and I respect that.
I live this life.
That's right. And it's one of the ones where I noticed the shape of their dynamic was almost identical to what Junior and Senior were in the beginning. I do the talking, you be stoic. Speak when you're spoken to, but I'm gonna promote you.
The difference is, though, in this situation is you kind of see, like, Harlem's no fool. He's worked out. He's worked out. I need this. Yeah. He's worked out that I'm 18. He's 18-0. 18-0, 7 by knockout.
And he's not got the coverage
he hasn't.
That I believe he deserves.
Why? Because Senior's not there. Like, now I fully understand. You see, when Eubank is mad with like Chris, with Junior, there's a little part of me, now I get it, because without me standing there, you don't get to be
crazy things happen.
You don't get to, because just imagine now, I care about Harlem. In terms of journey that he's gonna go on. Now I'm like, raw. And then do you know what he did? As soon as he starts speaking, he qualifies his son. I'm never called for, and it's not like I'm wanting this, but he's saying my son should fight Conor. Harlem should fight Conor.
I know.
He's saying it, and it's like, and they will fight, and they're like,
but you know what? This is the part of it where I probably guess I'm gonna turn a different rate.
Yeah.
I didn't like the way he addressed Junior at different points in his interviews.
Me too. I'm with you.
Okay, cool.
I'm with you, but I just want to talk about the power of Senior as an ambassador, as a voice. It is like it's the pack. This is it's prominent, bro. If he speaks, you're paying attention. He got the most interviews he's ever gonna get. Why? Because Senior's involved.
Yeah, no, 100%.
So anyway, let's go to this. So, this is where it gets a bit
so
bad.
What irritated me, right, is because I know they're still at odds. Yeah. If you're reading between the lines, him and Junior, they're still at odds. And I don't like it because when it was time to call him a charlatan after that loss to Liam Smith, there's been no further statement since he's, you know, returned and got that win again. And I don't like that. So in this moment now, there's a conversation where it's like, Junior and Conor Ben don't have a beef. This beef is something that I gave to them that they've taken up. They don't hate each other. Hear this line. Junior only cares about making money. Straight away, I'm like, okay, it's still sore. Then he goes, they don't have a beef. But now, Harlem, he saw that they tried to do that to his cousin. Now he has a beef. They should fight. And I'm looking, I'm thinking, but you can't say he doesn't have a beef if clearly they did something directly to him.
Yes.
I understand Harlem is going to be, that's my cousin. Yeah. But at the same time, you did it to me.
Yeah.
And you want to come to fight my weight. I even have the advantage now.
Yes.
So for me, it's one of those things where, because we've seen so much with the Junior and Senior thing go bad, and that's his son, it does irk me. There's another line where at some point in the interview he goes, you know, this is just a guy that's it's just a 34-year-old guy, but this guy right here is who he should be fighting. And I was just like, just a 34-year-old guy.
Just a 30-year-old, my son.
I'm never going to be comfortable hearing a father talk about his son like that, because I hear that and it does pull at me, because I'm like, I know my parents would never talk about me like that, and I would never return that to them.
Go on, so let me jump in quickly because
go on.
there's probably a few things that you missed there.
Go on.
He said that he doesn't care about bling and those things, and he listens.
Yes.
I said, and it's in it for the right things. And remember, because he mentioned the money before.
Talk about what he said about Conor and how Conor would follow Nigel to hell if that's where he wanted to take him.
There you go. So listen to how he's talking. And I'm telling you, and I don't know, is it entitlement from the father to be like, you are not here if I didn't do what I did in your life?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah? Because that's what's showing right now. Because he's reminding him in the same, he's saying, look at, and it's almost like a message to Junior to say, watch this. I'm now stepping in, and I even believe because of my prowess and how I'm loved, I'll get Harlem the fight before you.
Junior, Senior is like, there's a Jay-Z line. I hear everybody say they made Hove. Made Hove say, okay, so make another Hove. Senior's like, watch this. You're going to learn. And it's now, it's the British Border Boxing Control versus Conor Ben. That's what Senior and Junior is now. Yeah. Senior is like, I'm involved. I'm going to pull up right next to you and we're going to get this thing before you. And I'm listening to the campaign for the Conor thing. And Harlem sounds indifferent. If they're on it.
Yeah.
Senior's
like, tell them what you're
coming. Bro, they decided that he's going to 147 in the car on the way there, it sounded like. Yes. He's like, he goes,
what weight you?
Yeah, what weight you? Oh, I'm 156. Yeah. He's like, no, you're 147. Yep, after this fight, 147. And I'm like, I know the story could just, obviously this could be the story and how it sounds and how they've given it to us, but taking it, I'm thinking to myself, this is sounding like, that relationship where you get into a new relationship, but one of them does is talk about their ex and how much they hate their ex and they can't talk about that. It's like, we should go there. Yeah, can you imagine if they see us together? They're going to be so rattled. I'm like...
The one thing where I say where there is a caveat is, it's mad because they're fighting at Junior's weight, so it is kind of confusing. But now he wants to protect Conor. This whole time, he showed Conor more leniency and love in the things he says about him. I believe Conor's a great fighter. I believe, he's saying all this
very
love. It's so complimentary that Conor will do this and Conor is that and Conor. And it's like, for his son, it's...
The loudest part of this is there's no mention of anything to do with Junior. This guy just came back and beat Liam Smith after getting knocked out by him. He knocked out Liam. He returned the KO. Bro, nothing. But he listens. He's not into bling. He only cares about money. Bro, this guy was in the gym with Terence Crawford's training. He's done something good. He's made it right. They are. I don't know if they're both at us because Eubank Jr. doesn't talk about him badly. Yeah, in a public space. But there's a temperature there that I don't like, and I hate it because I'm a huge fan of Senior. But I hate the feeling that I'm getting from these.
I don't like the fact that he's trying to take the money off the table for his son. That's the only thing that's a bit bad. It's like, now he's not in real danger anymore. Like, so you should be fine with it. He's saying the kind of promo that he's cutting, he said, this kid is sweet. And this kid's sweet and I was sweet. But look what I done to Conor's dad. Do you know how mad that sounds?
And
that voice note. And he will do the same. Ooh, glowing endorsement.
I know.
It gets no better than that. That's what you want. If we had that, and just imagine this was Junior versus what do you call it, Conor Ben, and he said this while Nigel was in the room.
And you got to remember, he didn't put his arm around Junior at any point during that lead up. Junior was out there on his own. All those interviews, coming in for your dad's honor, and he's just there leading the story. These times, Conor and Nigel are both there together as a unit, reliving this moment.
I understand it, though. The one thing I will say about this whole thing is, in the build-up to that, I totally understand it. He's lost a son, and you heard he's lost a brother. And his brother, I didn't know his brother boxed. So when he says it's very dangerous, he's talking about that.
When he talks about the dementia,
he said dementia. So I get it. Like when he's speaking, and even though he says, this is my son, it's my job to protect Harlem as my son. So the love for the son is still there. It's just annoyance. There's an annoyance and there's a disappointment of, why don't you understand that I helped you get there and you could have never got here without my name?
The frustration is that I just think Senior doesn't see himself in Junior's behavior. He's exactly the same as you. He's exactly the same. And it's one of those things where for us as parents, right, with our own experience. And because I look at myself and I'm like, there's times when my dad has given me advice that I've just not taken. I've done my own thing and I've got to where I've wanted to get to. And sometimes it's not always worked out. Yeah. But for all of that, I know that doing it my own way, I know my dad still celebrates that success as ours. Yeah. And if I don't get it right, I can turn to him and be like, I should have listened. I know, but I'm in a situation now and I need you. And he's there. And I look at that and I'm thinking, my own experience, my son, he's got my personality traits. I know what I am. I know that personality is going to grow up and tell me I'm going to do it my own way. And I've got to be ready and humble enough to hear that and go, well, I'm here if you need me. And that be it. Not when that fails, watch. I must put my arm around, look, see? You should have listened. I don't like that.
That's bad.
I hate that. And it irritates me because I'm rooting for Harlem at the same time. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not like I'm looking at the story and I'm not happy for it. I'm glad that he's going to get the shine.
I'm glad he needs that.
But I don't like to see those dynamics, not from someone I have mad respect for in senior. And I don't think when 10, 15 years time comes, he's going to look back at this moment and feel good about it.
Yeah, that's powerful. Yo, people, thanks for watching the Undefeated podcast. Make sure you
like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and all that good stuff, man. This is the place to be.